Yeah. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to our very first St. Mark's ReMarks. It is our intention to do these little things every week. Now, they'll never be very long because we don't want to run the risk of wearing you out. I'd say generally they'll be between 10 and 15 minutes long, and I guess ordinarily I'll be the one sitting here in the host's chair, so to speak, talking about, well, whatever the staff gives me to talk about. You staff members do need to give me things to talk about. And whatever just kind of captures my own fancy. So this week, I'm joined by Deacon Sam Horan, who's our diocesan transitional deacon this year. We only have one transitional deacon, isn't that right?
Yeah, just one. Just one. Yeah.
So, Sam, why don't you tell the nice people, what is a transitional deacon anyway?
Yeah, sure thing. So, transitional deacon is different from a permanent deacon because he's ordained a deacon so that he can then become a priest. So, for instance, Deacon Ken Fenfausen, our permanent deacon here, he was ordained a deacon, and he'll stay a deacon. I was ordained a deacon so that I can eventually get ordained a priest.
I see. I was a transitional deacon once upon a time.
Yes, I do know that. Yes.
Yeah, I was one for a long time. I think I was 14 months.
Wow.
4 days.
Wow.
Maybe they were thinking of not ordaining me. Took a while to warm up to the idea.
That's pretty exact, though. 14 months and 4 days.
Well, it was from the 1st of May, 1985, to the 5th of July.
Oh well, yeah. I guess that would make sense.
So
yeah.
it's not very hard to calculate.
Yeah.
Anyway, 37 years ago, and here I am. Mm-hmm. God help us. So you were ordained to the transitional diaconate when?
I was ordained May 20th of this year to the transitional diaconate.
All right. And then I don't suppose you know yet when you might be ordained a priest.
I don't know if I can say yet, actually. I received the calendar for this past year, actually. So I will, the current tentative time is next May. But of course that could be subject to change whenever the bishop wants. But the general rule of thumb for this diocese is that it's the last Saturday in May. Or the weekend of Memorial Weekend.
I see.
Yeah.
And so you go to school at Kenrick.
I do,
in
yeah.
St. Louis, same place I went.
Yes.
Although I was in a different building in a different time.
Yeah, it's changed buildings since then, yes.
And we could go down that rabbit hole and probably talk here for an hour.
Oh, yeah.
We won't do that to the poor people. Although it is kind of interesting. Some of you might find it interesting. But anyway, so you're going back to Kenrick now.
Yes.
And you've been here with us, what, a couple of months?
Just over 2 months, I think, yes.
And the diocese sends you to a parish in order to gain some kind of pastoral experience.
Mm-hmm.
And we've tried in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Could have done some things better, I think.
I think it was a good summer.
Well, I'm glad you think so. I think in other ways we did pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
You've been a genuine help to me.
I'm glad.
I've never had a preaching vacation like I've had the last 3-4 weeks. Man, I'll tell you, that's been nice. So you're going back, and we'll get to see you again, right? Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe when?
Probably Thanksgiving would be the next time. I'll be taking. Kenrick runs like a regular school, so it'll have a break periods at Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter. So I'll be coming back for those.
And what about Christmas season?
Christmas season is going to be a little bit different just because we generally get about 3 to maybe 4 weeks of break, which is pretty nice. But for transitional deacons, what we'll do is we are honored by Kenrick to go to the Holy Land, actually. So I'll be here for, the Christmas masses themselves and maybe like a week prior to that. But after that, pretty much right after Christmas, I'll have to take off back to Kenrick, and then we'll depart from St. Louis and go to the Holy Land for about 2 or 3 weeks.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
We had nothing like that in my day.
Really?
Yeah, right. For us, it was back to the rock pile. That's how it was.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, so Sam, the priesthood is a most unusual way of life.
Mm-hmm.
I think most priests would agree with me. It is. It's not a walk in the park.
Mm-hmm.
Why have you decided to pursue this?
Yeah, that's a great question. I really started to kind of feel the call strongly when I was a teenager, and I was really inspired by my pastor growing up, who was Msgr. William Blassett at Our Lady Good Counsel. And I don't know, I just kind of felt attracted to that way of life just because of the way that he lived his priesthood. He was, for instance, he would be in the confessional for hours on end before Mass. And I don't know, there was something about that was just very attractive to me, that way of life would be a good way of life. And so I sort of wrestled with that because I had these ideas that I was going to go to the University of Kansas eventually and either study physical therapy or cardiology. Those were kind of the two things that I had narrowed it down to. But because I felt kind of this draw towards the priesthood, I sat down with Father Rocha, who was the vocation director at the time, and we talked it out. And eventually, as the weeks went on, I decided that I wanted to go ahead and give seminary a try. And so Father Rocha sent me on a few come and see retreats, come and see weekends to Conception, and then to St. Greg's up in Nebraska. And just through talking with him and with the bishop, we ended up deciding that St. Gregory the Great in Nebraska would be where I would be best served and best formed. So it was the fall of 2015 that I received my application, the fall of 2014 that I received my application to St. Gregory's. And then I started the fall, about a year later, the following fall of 2015 at St. Gregory's.
Which is a minor seminary.
It is, yes. So it serves the first 4 years of seminary formation, 2 to 4 years, depending on, if you go in with a college degree, then you only have to do 2 years of minor seminary. I didn't go in with any college experience at all. I was straight out of high school. So,
yes, sir.
So I had 4 years there.
And then after that, to Kenrick in St. Louis.
Yes, indeed. I graduated from St. Greg's in 2019, and Bishop decided that I should go to Kenrick. And I was really excited to hear that because we've had a long history in this diocese of sending men to Kenrick, and everyone, all the alumni have spoken very well of it. So I was very excited to go and kind of be a participant in that history.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
When I went, I think I majored in the theology of Dr. Ted Drewes.
Mm.
You familiar with
No, I'm not actually.
Dr. Ted Drewes?
I'm not actually. Oh, Dr. Yes. Ted Drewes, is an ice cream place in St. Louis, by the way. Sorry, it took me a second to
Oh, those Dutchman's Delights.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Those are good.
Yes, they really are.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, in the interest of time, thank you very much for that. I hope as time goes on and you appear back with us,
Mm-hmm.
we can re-engage and
Yeah.
hear how the year's going for you.
Yeah, I
and
hope
how
so.
You're getting set for the big day.
Yeah. I look
Now,
forward to it.
before we go, I want to tell you that we're also joined by 2 staff people. I don't know, they're like co-producers here. We'll see how this shakes out and which one of them will eventually inherit the producing duties. So we have Chris Masuk, who has all kinds of different stuff she does on the staff. You want to say hi, Chris, to the nice people?
Hello, everybody.
Isn't that a sweet voice she has? And then we have Suzanne Nichols, who's the business manager. Do you want to say hi to the nice people?
Hi, everybody, and welcome to our first video.
All right, so I don't think you can see them, but in coming St. Mark's ReMarks, we'll have various staff people over here in the Deacon Sam chair to talk about what they did. All right, folks, there is so much to say, but by God's grace, I'm confident we'll have time to say it, starting next week. We're going to put these out on Thursday, isn't that right, ladies?
That's the plan, yes.
All right, so please look for these on Thursdays and let me know what you think and what we can do to improve and to speak to the things that you want to know about. All right, see you next week. Until then, goodbye and God bless.
God bless.